The house on Hemlock Hill. Hemlock Hill was a monolith of dread, a place where shadows seemed to solidify into tangible, malevolent shapes. The old Victorian house perched atop it was a Gothic masterpiece of decay, its turrets and gables like skeletal fingers reaching for the sky. Local lore whispered of its sinister nature, of unexplained disappearances and eerie lights that danced in its windows on moonless nights. Old Mrs. Willow, the last known inhabitant, was a recluse, her face a parchment mask etched with the lines of untold years. Her eyes, deep pools of obsidian, held secrets darker than the night. Some said she was a witch, others a guardian of ancient evils, but all agreed she was a woman to be feared. Ethan, a young, intrepid journalist, was drawn to the allure of the unknown. He had heard the rumors, scoffed at them initially, but the pull of the macabre was irresistible. A storm raged outside as he approached the house. The wind howled like a wounded beast, rattling the old windows and sending shivers down his spine. The front door creaked open as if inviting him in, a chilling draft wrapping around him like icy fingers. The interior was a labyrinth of shadows, the air thick with the scent of decay and old books. Dust motes danced in the feeble beams of moonlight filtering through the grimy windows. A staircase, shrouded in darkness, wound its way upward. With a deep breath, Ethan ascended, the floorboards groaning beneath his weight like mournful protests. At the top, a long corridor stretched out before him, its walls adorned with faded tapestries that seemed to writhe and shift in the dim light. A door at the end of the corridor stood ajar. With a pounding heart, Ethan pushed it open. The room was a study in Gothic horror. Bookshelves lined the walls, filled with leather-bound volumes bearing strange symbols. A large, imposing desk dominated the center of the room, its surface covered in papers yellowed with age. A single candle flickered on the desk, casting grotesque shadows that danced on the walls. As Ethan approached, the candle sputtered and died, plunging the room into complete darkness. A cold dread seized him as his eyes slowly adjusted. In the gloom, he saw a figure, a woman sitting at the desk. It was Mrs. Willow, but something was different. Her eyes glowed an eerie green, and her face was devoid of expression. A low, guttural chuckle echoed through the room, sending chills down Ethan's spine. "You should not be here," her voice rasped, a sound like scraping nails on a chalkboard. Ethan's heart pounded in his ears. He tried to reach for the door, but an invisible force held him in place. The room seemed to close in around him, the walls pressing closer with each passing moment. As the woman rose from her chair, Ethan saw her true form. Beneath the aged facade was a creature of shadow and bone, with elongated limbs and razor-sharp claws. Her eyes, now pure black, seemed to pierce his soul. A scream tore from Ethan's throat as the creature lunged. The world dissolved into chaos, a maelstrom of fear and pain. When consciousness returned, he was outside, the house a looming, sinister silhouette against the stormy sky. He never returned to Hemlock Hill. The memory of that night haunted his dreams, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the veil of reality. Some said he had gone mad, others claimed he had seen a ghost, but Ethan knew the truth. He had seen something far more terrifying, something that defied human comprehension. The house on Hemlock Hill remained, a silent sentinel of the unknown, its secrets buried deep within its shadowy heart. And in the darkest hours of the night, when the wind howled and the moon was obscured by clouds, some swore they could hear a faint, mournful whisper carried on the wind, a haunting echo from a house of shadows. "Sleep tight,"